Welcome to the video where I explain why I don't like German Tier 3 cruiser Kolberg in World of Warships. Well, let's look at it. It's right here. Here it is. It's overall it's a typical shape of World War One type of style of ship. And so looking at it itself, you might think that this is a very good ship. If you look here, you see there's a guns that point straight forward, allows you to fire forward. There's a few guns that point almost forward, also allow you to add more firepower. There's a few more guns. Overall, you have 12 guns here. You have ability to fire basically a large broadside into the enemy when it comes to it. So we're talking about like I said, overall 12 guns on the ship. So what we're looking at, the broadside of 6 at least when you going one side and the other one. And they're quick firing guns, so you can fire them quickly. But let's look at this specifically module by module. So we have a 105mm guns. Reload time 4 seconds, turn time 18 seconds, pretty good also. The damage though, 1200 with HE, 2300 with AP. Yeah, that's not much. And the thing is that with your caliber, your AP is gonna be useless. I don't know who to shoot with AP with this one, because you're not gonna be able to penetrate anything in your class, definitely. Right? Not a single cruiser. And destroyers, well, destroyers you don't need to do. You don't need AP against them. You know, HE is sufficient. I think AP against destroyers will go through destroyer, dealing no damage at all. So there you go. So that I know. In terms of its hit points, it's 18,300 hit points. It's okay. Armor wise, well, 6 to 100 millimeters. So if I go here, well, the armor is mostly about the conning tower, get around the guns. Everywhere else, it's pretty much no armor at all. So armor is not your strong point either here. Your strong point would be here, would be speed, which is 27 knots, although historically this ship had 25.5 knots. And your range is 11.1 kilometers, which is not bad. So what do you do with this ship? Well, this ship is good against destroyers. So you go out hunting destroyers, you go out and you try to support your destroyers. That's pretty much what we need to do with the ship. So let's go into battle. Hopefully we'll find a match pretty quickly. In the meantime, like I mentioned, historically it had 25.5 knots of speed. It also had 2 torpedo launchers at 45 centimeters. In 1914 it also had mines added to its complement of weapons, 100 mines it could carry. It had anti-aircraft guns. 4 of them are 52mm guns. In 1916 it received an upgrade to its 150mm guns instead of the 105mm guns, except now instead of 12 we had 6 guns, but I think that will still be better than what we have here. And in 1918 it got 88mm guns for the anti-aircraft protection, and its torpedo tubes now carry the 50cm torpedoes. So historically it's not that bad, but in practice we're not doing so good here, because we also don't have any anti-aircraft guns, and that's the reason this thing cannot serve as a kind of a deterrent for the enemy destroyers in protecting aircraft carriers, because you have no way to help aircraft carriers with anti-aircraft guns, because you got nothing. And all you got when you try to fight aircrafts, and you will be fighting, because this is a tier 3, so you're going to be meeting tier 4 ships, which includes aircraft carriers. All you have in that case is the situation where, well, now you're facing planes that dropping basically bombs and torpedoes at you, and all you have to do is maneuver. Now you can maneuver very well, but that's all you got. So a bit more history of the ship while we're waiting. So construction started in 1907, keel laid down in 1908, accepted into service into the German High Sea Fleet in 1910. So it served as in reconnaissance role. It participated in the battles of Helgoland, Blight. It participated in the Battle of Dogger Bank. It served in mine laying operations near the coast of Britain and in coastal bombardment operations. It all later on it participated in the Battle of the Gulf of Riga, but they tried to force entry into the Gulf of Riga, the Germans, and from there on, in 1916, it was transferred into the Baltic fleet of the German Navy. So it served in the Baltic most of the time. Nothing really, I would say, that major that came that jumped out to me when I was looking at the ship. After the Russia's armistice with the Central Powers, it continued to serve in the Baltic. It supported the German intervention in the Finnish Civil War. And when the Germans lost the war, well, the fleet was divided by the victorious powers. And so this guy went to, well, Kolberg basically went to the French. But it was only transferred in 1920 to the French. And entered service in 1922, but it was now called the Kalmar. So what happened in the meantime? Well, they upgraded its AA guns by, well, they switched them from 80mm to 75. From 88mm to 75mm, the one that the French were using, and they added additional guns on it, the anti-aircraft guns. And then it set sail for French Indochina, where it served most of the remaining years. It did visit Vladivostok in 1923, and because of its proximity, it managed to go and help in relief efforts in Yokohama, Japan, after there was an earthquake there. Then in 1925 it was withdrawn from service well, it returned to France, was withdrawn from service, it was cannibalized for parts, and in 1927 they completely stricken off the records, and then it was cut down into metal basically. So that's pretty much a service history, and look at that great timing. We actually gonna go into battle. We'll see if we get destroyers, because that's the only thing you can really do against this enemies. I think we do have one destroyer. Against one destroyer we can support, one destroyer we can fight. Yeah, so you can't go against anybody else here. I can't go against any other cruiser. My guns just don't allow it. And that's that's the biggest problem. Like, if you don't have enough enemy destroyers to fight, you're useless. You really are. I had the battles where I would be fighting against aircraft carriers and so on, but I'm doing minuscule damage. I'm like just adding a bit on where everybody else is really doing the pummeling. I think one time I actually managed to sink aircraft carrier because it was so low on health that even my shots, finally managed to sink it. So all I can hope for is to set targets on fire or damage their modules. Here we are. We just gonna go ahead and support the destroyer, because we got the speed to do so. We got the speed to race with the destroyers, and we also have ability to fight the destroyers due to our quick firing guns. We can just do so effectively. But there's only one enemy destroyer around, so I don't know how much success we're gonna have here. Here's another cruiser coming in also to support the destroyer. So as you can see, I can maneuver pretty well. Like, I have no problems turning, doing anything like that. That helps against the destroyer torpedoes, definitely. Also helps to avoid the aircrafts, but you don't have anti-aircraft defense at all. Very annoying, especially when everybody decides to target you. Also, you don't have much armor, like I mentioned before, so that means you can be turned into Swiss cheese very quickly also. Almost any other cruiser will turn into Swiss cheese.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
Yes, there it is. Alright, we're going to do a turn. Let our destroyer go by. Then, like I said, the position of the guns allows us to fire really efficiently, and the quick firing capabilities allows us to constantly fire. Even if you don't see the target and we think it's somewhere there, it doesn't cost us much to fire because, well, we just can reload anytime we want to, right? What's a problem there? So, right there, we already reloaded before even the shells landed, so I can continuously strafe that area, hope that I hit the target somewhere there. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not. Right? If it was a slower firing guns, I would never be able to get away with this kind of approach, but this way I can still constantly try to fill up the target. I'm not sure, I don't think he's there anymore, but maybe he is. Alright, where is he? I'm hoping that my arc of the shells will allow me to go around. And now we just found Charleston, which is not a good thing. Like I mentioned before, this type of ships are, you know, anything pretty much, any other ship will deal a lot of damage to you. So better to not get involved with them. I'm gonna go full speed now so that I can go after the destroyer. In the meantime, I'm just gonna fire at this guy. That should provoke somebody to capture the point. Is another Charleston? What's this with these people? St. Louis is such a much better ship. Ooh, who was that? I'm not doing any damage at all. Everybody's far away. Well, we managed to capture. Like I said, my guns are pretty much useless against the other targets, so I'm not really doing anything except hunting that destroyer down. So hopefully we can go and be able to see this destroyer very soon. And because he sees us. Hunted down.
Enemy cruiser detected.
Damn it, my spread is killing me here. My quick firing capability allows me to do this. I can fire at one and then fire at the other. Now we gotta chase him down. Everybody else is too far away. A battleship is nearby. So somebody detected us, that means this guy has to be close by. That destroyer has to be somewhere here. Come on. Where are you? There he is. Alright, we're gonna try to close in on the guy. That smoke can't last forever. There he is.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Problem solved, sir. Get ahead. Torpedoes to port. The ship
There we go, we got him. So we did our job, we destroyed the destroyer.
destroyer sunk.
So that's pretty much our role here. Because now if I go against anything else, I just don't have the guns. Alright, so let's go after these other guys. I don't know how we gonna go. There's a Nassau on our end. South Carolina free end. Ooh, I think is that our Charleston? Yeah, our Charleston is taking beating, but Charleston can't stand up to an enemy battleship. So, but see if we can do some damage here to Aurora.
Enemy battleship sighted.
Alright, we are doing well. Aurora's gone, but I think we lost the Charleston, didn't we? Yeah, I think we lost the Charleston. And yeah, I'm not gonna do so well against the Freehand. Turn immediately. Yeah, that didn't do
Main turret
much.
critically
Yeah,
damaged.
that's fine. We got plenty of turrets. One good thing about having 12 turrets is that you get a lot of them. Oh, great. Alright, miracles do happen and you have managed to destroy an enemy cruiser.
Problem solved, sir.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Wait, who wants me to fire torpedoes? I got no torpedoes. I think Caldon has some. Let's see. There we go. So our team won, but as you saw, my capabilities are very limited. Like I have a very good firing speed, which allows me to go, you know, fire and ability also not only firing speed but also to move my guns and fire different directions, right? Great, except I don't do much damage. Like the Freehand was, well, I got lucky there, and my biggest, you know, job in this thing was always to go after the destroyers, and I only had one here, and it took me a long time to hunt that one down to get it, and most of the job was done again not by me but somebody else. Somebody else did most of the job. I was really useless at the far distances. So that's the reason I just don't like Kolberg. Is because it's such a unique role for it. Alright, well that's it for the video. If you liked it, like it. If you didn't like it, don't like it, and subscribe. Thank you.